Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's me, Dukect TV, live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday evening. And well, we're going to talk a little bit of AEW, a little bit of, let me see if I can get the share screen here set up here for you. We're going to be talking about Blood and Guts. And holy crap, what a show that over delivered. And quite honestly, probably one of the best dynamites of the year. And it wasn't a 4 hour one either. I noticed the new stuff they ordered, like the AEW tidal wave and stuff. Like it's coming, so it's gonna be a 5 hour show, and I'm like, no, you know, mm-hmm. But yeah, but yeah, it's just but a show. What a great show. The ladies did their job. Everyone did a really good job. By the way, uh, if you want to come in, remember, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff here. I want to hear what your thoughts about this. What you talk about the entire thing. I really am disappointed. I mean, Queen Amnado, she worked really hard to get this whole thing, and she was injured, so it really does suck for her that she didn't get apologies. Also put on before it. A lot of them did not get the opportunity, but hey, hopefully they get back, and then hopefully they'll be there for next year, and the ladies will get the chance to main event. And I think that would be something very. I think people would be happy to see and everything else. I think that was the one thing people would love to see is to have the ladies main event and all that good stuff. But that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, the match here, what a show. The MVPs, there's a ton of MVPs of this. I mean, Willow, Harley Cameron, all of them did great. The match was bloody, violent, sky blue, over an hour just drenched in blood, and still got, still after the table didn't crash and everything else, she's still been up there. Jamie Hayter, her teeth was like supposedly got run out, but she's fine. They can fix that stuff up real quick. Mina Sarakawa did some stuff too. Tony Storm had some good stuff. Basically the female Joker, which fits her character going down right now. Triangle Madness showed some really good stuff. Julia Hart, like Sabu, Tekla had some great stuff. Marina Safir, I mean, wow. I mean, I want her to wrestle more. And this and the uh intergender hardcore tornado street fight they had with Marina Safir and Yuta versus Darby and uh Chris Statlander. I want that to be more. And I want if I was doing things, I honestly think that this should be the title thing going forward. I want Mina Sophia get that one big title shot. And then, when the Death Riders kind of implode, then I think she should be going rough round and maybe win the TBS title and hold that belt for a while. Be nice. I think it'd be something interesting. But yeah, great stuff here. Um, I mean, just in the finish of the match, how violent it is, how crazy it is. You know, just having, I think it was um Megan Bain whipping let's see, Mina Shirakawa over and over again in front of Tony Storm over and over again. She keeps beating her with the TBS title, and then she just says, "I quit, I quit, I quit." And that to me showed me that AEW can do stories, and B, it just shows that the absolute villainous behavior of these of the ladies there, of showing how everything else. Oh, there's up. Let me see here. No, Athena. I don't know why either. I think she should have been perfect for this. I would have put her in there, but I would have loved to see Athena in Blood and Guts as well. I would have loved to see her in that. Personally, gosh, if only if I was doing it, I would have her her minions. You build up her minion army or something. Go against like maybe something like that in the future. You have her, Billy Starks or maybe Red Velvet. I don't know, something. It'd be very interesting. Very interesting, in my personal opinion. But hey, I think this shows that now you have the ladies there. Great stuff. Um, Overall, I really highly recommend this. And I would not be surprised this will be a pay per view in the future, or PLE as they are now called. I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the case going down the pike, because this is something I highly recommend. 5 star. I said 4.5 stars. I think the table spot, and I think the one thing I really believe they should, I don't like them leaving the cage. I wish they were all in the cage. And also, I'm happy no one really got seriously injured, because the thumbtack spot with Jamie Hayter brought in exploded, and I'm like, whoa, it could have been a lot worse, but everyone came out just fine, I hear. So hopefully they all take a good rest, and they start building that stuff up as well. But yeah, I can't wait to see more of this, and this should be main event next year. Yeah, that's what I say. Go watch this match, and then next up we got the Falls Count Anywhere match, which is Powerhouse Hobbs. Will Hobbs had one hell of a year. I say this once and I'll say it again. I think Hobbs should be the world champion. He should have beaten Moxley at earlier this year. But I really think he should. He is, like, honestly, the full package, and just doing these big, strong, like, just crushing people. Yeah, I mean, to start out the match, was when they were just like, he just the strongest slammer over every single one, just basically breaking Hangman's back over and over, and then just the drop of it, just boom, right on the steel steps. That, I'm like, wow. I thought that would finish the match right there. You know, I thought that would be the finish of the match right then and there. And because I think I like Heyman, but I think Crowdhouse Hobbs should be the champion. And he keeps giving more and more opportunities like this. I hope that they look at this and say, this man should be a world champion, if not now, if not soon. In fact, there's many people who should be going for Heyman in for the title, in my personal opinion. But I'll get to another person like that coming up soon. But yeah, this match was surprisingly really good. Just at the end of what you had the match, just Hangman, cowboying up and then hitting him with a boot, knock out Powerhouse Hobbs into some tables or some electrical equipment, and the flag flickered, and I'm like, oh goodness, is Dark State going to show up? No, but yeah, I think this was going to be. I thought this was a really good fall sounding match. The match was short. I wish it could have been a little bit more, but it did tell the story. Hangman wins, and then next Shibata comes in, I'm out, and Joe beats him up. Then you got Hook and Eddie Kingston show up and says, "All right, the backup said." And as the cage lowers down, he says, and Hangman picks up the mic and say, "You just won a cage match. That's all you got to say, dumbass." So the title match, Joe Page 2, uh, Steel Cage Boogaloo, is now official. So yeah, that's gonna be it for Full Gear. And we move on. Now we get to another stuff here. It was gonna be Ric Flair was gonna show up, but Ric Flair, I think he rotator cuff. He said he was in a lot of pain. He showed up for the live crowd and he went back, but they did the segment with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and then we're FTR, and they talk about them teaming together. It was a good time, and then they were about to power drive him, but then next year Rodito showed up, beat him down. Dragon did his stuff right there, beating up everybody, got the crowd hyped up, and then and Rodito gets FTR. Man, I want FTR to win, but I do love Rodito, and I think Rodito is probably going to lose. I think Brandito is going to lose the Ring of Honor title. I think it should be Lee Moriarty to take that belt, because, I mean, he should. I think he's beyond a pure title at this point. So, yeah, he's beyond the pure title, so I think he should go and face Bandito and win the Ring of Honor world title. My personal opinion. And then we get to our main event. The Death Riders versus Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roger Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Yes, I had to do that. But yeah, now this. What a match! What a match that was. It started off slow, but it built up. And you noticed the good guys in collaboration had the man advantage because thanks to Darby Allin's, going after John Moxley and all this type of stuff to really build that up. That was the whole situation. They built it up, and it looks like he was going to, they're like, oh, they're going to use it against, and then boom, Mark Briscoe was taken out by the Don Callis family, and they couldn't do anything. So the whole thing was shuffled up. They couldn't do anything. It was all discombobulated as Roger Strong came out and he helped beat them down and everything else. Then you had Cesaro, and it was just the beat downs over and over again. Didn't matter. Roger Strong came out and everything else. Kyle O'Reilly came out. It was a physically and emotionally just breakdown. The Death Riders, each one. Then you have Moxley coming out in 4, beating up everyone, coming in with the same parts of the ladies' matches and everything else, coming in and just grinding everyone with the forks and everything else, giving the fork to Garcia and just like having just let's rake everyone else there, just making everything just bloody and just overall violence. And it was like, well, he could, and then the numbers just was too much. And it looked like the Death Riders were going to win as well. Mark Briscoe was ruled out. It looked like it's over. Mark Briscoe was out. The next thing you know, he comes back just walking in like bandaged, didn't care, knocked out the stuff and said, I'm coming in and I'm taking everybody out, that sort of stuff. And then he comes out, beats them all up, and then what? And they're just like, there's a toolbox, and everyone's just hitting with wrenches and crowbars, and just the violence got up lower and more and more. And then next thing they were fighting on, Briscoe and Yuta were fighting on the roof, and then you had Briscoe hitting the J Driller on the roof of the cage. Craziness. Everyone was busted open. Everyone's bloody. And then Darby Allin gets out of the cage and then gets attacked by the mercenary Gabe Kidd and drags him out. And then Pac comes and help him. And then, what they do there, they get a table. And, well, let me just see if I can get the picture of it. Let's see if I can find the picture. Let me see if I can find the picture. Let's see. Here we are. Boom! Pac tosses Darby into the flaming table. And somehow Darby did not get hurt. Darby did not get seriously hurt and everything. He just rolled to the back. I was like, oh my gosh, what are you? And Brian said, what are we doing? And you know what? I agree. Brian Daniels was like, what are we doing here? I don't know, man. It's crazy. And it looks like it was all over. It was all said and done. It looks like it was going to be the end of this stuff here. Oh, and by the way, confirmed by Sarah Ross Sapp, say his name. He is now in WWE. He is Joe Henry. So yeah, he is now in WWE. So yeah, and that's not really a surprise. But somehow this right here, still Darby is still alive after this. It's crazy. So it looks like all is over. All is done. There is no hope. No hope. No hope at all. But then they keep fighting. They kept fighting over and over again. They keep um, you know, you know, let me see if I can find the pictures here. Because where is it? Because I know it's somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Because I know he's here. Because I think that is a gory spot that hopefully YouTube doesn't take me down or what have you. Because man, that right there, I mean, it was almost over. It looks like it was done, but yet, you know, they kept fighting. Roderick Strong with a middle finger right up to Moxley. And next thing you know, he reversed it, and then, you know, it looks like it was over. You know, it was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen here? It's already over, and let's see if I can it's all the way over. Everything's like this, but yet here we are. He did a like a just a I don't know if I can show this on YouTube. It's very bloody and violent. So I mean, I showed the fire thing, so hopefully it wasn't that terrible. And I'm still on YouTube, so you know, still there. So yeah, I'm still here. So fire is probably fine, but yet blood isn't. So it's a very violent scene. But yes, you know, uh, very violent. And the finish, just like Moxley taps out Kyle O'Reilly, taps out Moxley after weeks and weeks of Moxley just struggling and just weaseling him around. He taps out to, and I'm like, you know what? Kyle puts himself in the echelon of the main event. I mean, at this point, you might have to put him there. Him, Powerhouse Hobbs, and maybe Jay White when he comes back. Maybe that could be his world title, program and such. Maybe have him win the belt for maybe a month or two. A short reign doesn't kill anybody, people. What's wrong with a short reign? Which I think I'm tired of seeing these 8-month long reigns. You see how long these things they gas out. We need to get back to shorter reigns. It's not how long you hold the belt; it is how you connect with that. We have too many long championship reigns to the point people just forget about them. You need to have moments. You need to have the chase. You need to have great opponents. And I think Kyle, I think Powerhouse Hobbs, and I think Jay White when he comes back, that will be the really defining moments of Hangman's run and all that stuff. But that's just my personal opinion. I want to hear what you thoughts here, as I really enjoyed this Dynamite. If you can, watch the replay on HBO Max, or if you want to watch it on Thriller TV, and get that $9 deal so you can watch all that stuff without the commercials. It's great. I highly recommend this. Good stuff here. And hopefully next year you get Athena, you get Red Velvet, you get Queen Nana, you get Maya World, High End, you know, put Mega Bane in that back in there too. So yeah, I highly recommend this show. And also something else. Guess who was at the AEW? West Side Gun. Yep, West Side Gun was at AEW. Even though after he was kicked out of WWE, he went to he went to AEW, which is interesting. So I expect maybe Fourth Rope might be doing maybe some stuff with AEW instead of the TNA WWE stuff. That means I had to get rid of Enzo, but you know that would probably addition by subtraction. But I don't know. Maybe that's just my personal thing. So maybe he just was sitting there as a fan, and hopefully he didn't getting kicked out and such like that. So my hope is that West Side Gun and everything, because all he did was want to be just wanted to show the love wrestling fans, and they still came out. WWE still came out with them. I don't get it, but I do get it. It sucks, it really does. But yeah, that's what AEW Dynamite was. Bloody, violent perfection, and people went out there unscathed. The only person I do probably got more, worried about was Darby, but he seemed to be, I know Darby a little bit cooked, but he still came back, and he's still fine. So I don't know. Anyway, that's it for Dynamite. We're gonna be talking about some DCU news and my thoughts on the My Old Galaxy trailer as well. We'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for watching. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then we'll be right back right after this. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking with me. Dukect live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. So let's get into the world of entertainment now, shall we? The world of entertainment. So we got some news here. Big news, everybody. Let's see. I thought people said James Gunn universe is dead or whatever. But no, looks like it's still here. Because right now, the DCU's continue to expand. The Jimmy Olsen series has been revealed. It's going to be called DC Crime, which I'm surprised it's a little bit too very lame. I think maybe if I was naming it, I would call it Jimmy Olsen's The Adventures of Jimmy Olsen, or just say the Jimmy Olsen's hidden crime files, something. Crime Files with Jimmy Olsen. And it's gonna be some different villains, like the first villain is gonna be the Gorilla Grodd and all this other stuff, basically having regular people instead of all the stuff like we have seen series with regular people before, be it like Peacemaker, which I'm probably going to do that review eventually. I got a lot of stuff to say about that series, and yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing Gorilla Grodd and other stuff, maybe Live Wire or what else? Live Wire, Toyman, stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of inner game. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, it's going to be Gorilla Grodd, who is the Flash's main villain. But yeah, here it is. It's going to be Gorilla Grodd, who we did see in Creature Commandos. So maybe this will finally wrap up that thing, or maybe start that whole thing. So yeah. So who knows? It's going to be without Corn Sweat and the person who played Lois Lane. It's not going to have a racial, Corn Sweat and Brozon as Clark Kent and Lois Lane, which I mean they did a really good job with both of those. I really enjoyed Superman stuff. Is one of the best things there. So I think less is more. You don't want to oversaturate with guest stars and such. The one thing that's good and bad with Peacemaker, they didn't do guest stars that much, but they concentrated on the people in the show. And hopefully, yeah, because and it's basically gonna be like American Vandal, which I haven't heard about. I might gotta start watching American Vandal and such. It's a parody of a true crime show, so I gotta sit back and watch it. I heard it's actually really good, so I'm gonna probably gonna watch the thing this weekend. See how it is. It got 16 episodes. Oh, and it's 26 to 42 minutes, so won't be too bad. So I might just get back because I heard some good things about it, and especially if it is that might fit the whole thing, I think it'll be very interesting to see. Very interesting to see how they're going to line up with it, and maybe this will be a way to get the Flash in there. Who knows? Then we got this, a V for Vendetta series, which with all the stuff going on right now, it's the perfect time to drop this series. Let's be honest. It's a great time to do it. You have all these elites running the the elites running around, and it's making this dystopian type future. And I did enjoy the movie because even though I think the comic did a better job, I did like the fact in the comic they didn't show the face of the voice of London, and hopefully they do that as well. Because with AI and all this stuff, you don't need to show the people's face. When the true face of like the voice of London it was a shock that it was a human face. Maybe they'll try to do that more often. I know they're trying to do a parody of Fox News, whatever, which did hit. I think if you can do more of that and show how V for Vendetta is and everything else, I think knowing how things are right now, and with digital IDs, coming through, you got all this type of fashion stuff, and that's just in the UK. I know you're talking about America. So yeah, um, it looks like it's going to be developing of V for Vendetta stuff, which looks to be very interesting. So I think this could be, if hopefully it's greenlit, because again, it'll be right up there. I think if they do this right, this could be another feather in the cap of the series. And I don't know who, because Hugo Weaving did a pretty good job with the character. I don't know who you can play V for Vendetta, play the titular V, the British side. I would say someone who could do it, who has this that type of like magnanimous personality. I don't know any good British folk who do that. Someone who has that type of, you can be serious, but yet have that type of flair for the dramatic and such. And also could be a very sick person. That's what it is. You need someone to be that character has to have a darkness and a messed up stuff right there. That's what V is because he's messed up, man. V is messed up. He is a messed up character. And you're gonna have to show all the sides of him. And if for the miniseries it's gonna be that way, you're gonna have to show all that stuff. I don't know who's gonna play him. If you want to know who you think you would put in this position, leave some of the thoughts in the comments section. Who will really play a good job. Just the bad, the good, and all the other stuff. I don't know who's gonna play Evie or anything else. That's gonna be something else. But then we got some other news for everyone else. If I can just get this one here. Here we are. James Gunn's Man Tomorrow is Brainiac. Yep. Back to the comics thing prior. It's going to be Brainiac and Man Tomorrow, which is a good team up movie. The only really good Brainiac I saw was the Krypton show, which I saw a little bit. It was really interesting, but they really didn't. I think it was man, that was like a show. It was on Sci-Fi, and I'm like, man, they really messed things up. And they had like Doomsday there. It was like, what are you doing here, man? It was like all this other stuff, and it's talking about Superman's grandfather, that sort of stuff. So it was a very weird thing about Krypton and everything else. But I'm like, okay, hopefully they do it right. I want to do Brainiac justice. And there's so many other versions of Brainiac they can do. And I can't wait to see what type of stuff they can do with him. So it's like that's what it is, saying Lex Luthor is going to be, and there it is, the brain right there. Could it, it could be, I think a Brainiac might be there, and then, yeah, I mean, he is. And I know he hasn't been in movies, should be. I'm surprised Brainiac hasn't been. It's been a combination of Luthor, Zod, and Darkseid, actually. They've never really had, stop it, sir. They never really had, like, Superman. It was like I said, Luthor, Zod, and a computer in the first one, the sequels, and then Nuclear Man. They couldn't really do anything else. And then Superman Returns. It was Luthor again. Then Man of Steel, Zod. Then Batman v Superman, Luthor. They haven't really pulled in from that. It's a decent look. I'm not saying all Batman's rogue gallery and such, or Spider-Man's, or the Flash, but Superman's a decent one. You got Brutal Mannheim as Intergang. You got Livewire. You have, Toyman. They could be easily threats as well. Who else? Oh gosh, there's not just Brainiac. There's other people that threaten Superman on a daily basis. Because there's Parasite and a Mongo. He has a decent rogues gallery, and the one thing I hope the Superman stuff is there, and I'm liking that Superman's getting a bit of a spotlight, other than Batman and more Batman. I want more Superman stuff, and I hope that they continue with Superman in this role, and I hope they continue to build up the role for him, and they continually to say, "Hey, Superman is like with this Supergirl and everything else." I hope that they are going to do something with Brainiac and have a connect to it because I think that character has been forgotten about. I mean, not in the comics and the TV, everything else, but I think a character like Brainiac should be more pronounced. He should be more of a, I think the one thing I think that, I just think that Brainiac should be more, more well known and finally gets love, and Superman getting more love too. And then when we do get a world's finest film, it'd be like, hey, Superman has a decent following. And I truly think that I truly believe, maybe in my heart of hearts, ladies and gentlemen, I truly believe that Superman is going to. I think Supergirl is going to surprise people. I think, um, you're going to have her and, gosh, uh, you know, uh, gosh, I can't. I know it's the biker thing, and I keep messing it up. Oh gosh, let's see. Hmm, yeah, Supergirl. Who's gonna be? Can't. Let's see. Hmm. Lobo. There it is, Lobo, which will be something, and I can't wait to see. I'm surprised they haven't done a trailer yet, which I think they're going to have a Supergirl trailer probably in January. I think there's going to be a trailer in January. That's what I think it's going to be. Supergirl's going to have a. I think that's what's going to be. Supergirl will probably have a trailer in January to have that type of stuff. That's my personal thing. Could be wrong. I want to hear anyone else have to say. Link, comment and share and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting. Like I said, the bottle set candle could be something. Um, that could be something really interesting to see what James Gunn is going to do with Brainiac. People saying that it's going to be Brainiac and could be a swerve. It could be, like I said, James Gunn likes to do these little wrestling stuff and swerves a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not Brainiac. It's going to be Mongol or something, or maybe it could be something else. I don't know, man. It could be very interesting to see. I can't wait to see it. But you know what else I can't wait to see? And surprising is this is going to be. Let's see if I can get this thing up because do, 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 do. Where is this Mario Galaxy trailer? Let's see. If I get this right. Super Mario Galaxy, which the trailer has arrived. I'm surprised that they actually went this far. I'm surprised. I am surprised it went from I Super Mario Brothers movie. I thought they were going to do something, keep it down in the grounded, if you will. If you will. Keep it grounded, keep it safe, keep it everything else. Keep it grounded, keep it in that position. I thought they were going to do some Mario Land, maybe introduce the Koopalings or something like that. They do kind of do that with Bowser Jr., and I'll talk about that later. I would try like, maybe some Mario RPG, get Princess Daisy there, Sarasaland. Then like in the third or fourth movie, we go Galaxy. Because. But here they just like, let's just do it now, which they actually did. And it's just like, wow. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be the trailer is gonna be um let's see, all this other stuff here. It's oh, this is the one pre stuff. Wrong one. Let's see if I can get here we are. This one right here. Not about this one, what we are gonna be. Let me see right here. There we are. Bowser's still small, by the way. He hates Mario and thinks Luigi's fine. Well, who doesn't like Luigi? But yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be released in April 2000 next year. And this time, after they're like, hey, we saved the princess and everything else, and instead of and Bowser, but this time they're going to space, and then you got like Rosalia and Bowser Jr. looking like she's going to, and it looks like they're combining both Sunshine, Galaxy, and a little bit of Odyssey with some of the stuff there too, which is a very interesting mix. So we're pretty much skipping basically Super Mario Brothers like 3, 4, or whatever, but who knows what the sequel is going to be after this point. I don't know what would be the sequel of all of this because it seems to be a little bit of the weird stuff here. So I do like Rosalina looking to be really interesting, so that's gonna be fun. And it looks like it's gonna be Princess Peach taking on a lot of ninjas, and then we have Bowser Jr., some Mario Wonder and such. It's a mixture, I think, the Mario Wonder and the Sunshine. Then you got Brie Larson as I believe is going to be Rosalina, which looks to be something fun. Even though I don't like the fact that now maybe just a bugaboo, and it's all and they did fine, but I don't like the fact that you have famous people doing voice acting. I wish there was more of a chance of voice actors to be getting more love. Voice actors should, get more love instead of having Hollywood actors coming in and doing the stuff. And that might be good job. I think maybe Brie Larson, and I know Brie Larson is like gonna have like, all those anti people gonna have like 500 videos about it. But yeah, Brie Larson and then Benny Safdie. I don't know who he is. um, but yeah, I think they did fine. I wish, like I said, I wish voice actors um can actually have a shot in those big movies. And it goes right back to um Robin Williams in back to Disney's Aladdin and such, and that was the beginning of the end. And you have all and then when that happens, the voice acting pretty much was like, yep, we need a big star. We gotta have big stars, big stars, big stars, big stars, all the stars. And it just and it hurts the movie and it doesn't and more often than not, you know, they don't work. And you just sit there, you're just like, maybe this like, you can show Shrek or something like Mike Myers or something. Okay, fine. That's nice. There are good ones out there. And I would say even Chris Pratt does a decent job at Mario. But I think I really wish that, people who are do voice acting, who actually care about the craft, who does like 10, 15 different TV shows or something, stuff like that, and video game voice, they get their shot at the main stardom and such. I mean, who do dub voices for anime, who does doing stuff like that, and they can get the opportunity not just for an anime movie on like streaming or DVD or all this other stuff, but actually be a main character in the main film, the big movies, big movie, and such like that. The actual theatrical stuff. That's what I really wish. and I wish that was more people get the opportunity. And I hopefully one day that will be the case. But right now, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So we get let's see, Bowser Jr. play with South. I wonder who. Like I said, let me just look who that person is. But yeah, it does seem to be like a little bit of fun. So I wonder what's going to be with Bowser Jr. and everything else. So okay. Um oh, he was in Uncut Gems. Um yeah, let's see. He was in the Smashing Machine. He was also the sole director in the Smash. Wow, he directed. He's a director as well. So not just that, but let me just see the filmography. So he is in Uncut Gems. He was director of that. Um, Pleasures Being Robbed and everything else. An actor. He was in. Oh, he's gonna be in the Odyssey. Oh, he was in Happy Gilmore too. He was in Oppenheimer. He was in the movie Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Licorice Pizza. Stars at Noon, and I think and Good Time. So he's one of those indie folks. Oh, he was in Obi-Wan Kenobi as television, like an Nari. So yeah. Hmm. So okay, he's a director and just doing his voice acting. So maybe his spot. So he's getting a little bit of money and shine. So okay. But yeah, um, like I said, I hope it's good. It looks interesting. It looks like it mixed all these other characters in there. Like I said, I think the last movie was pretty good. Uh, I watched it, the first time in a while. It was really nice, and yeah, I just think that this movie was, I think the movie was good for what it was. And I think, let's see, I think that a sequel was. I hope that they do something with the sequel, and hopefully Bowser actually grows big again. And when he does grow big again, he might start off, with the stars and everything. Maybe he goes out to Star Road and we actually get some Mario RPG. I want Mallow and Gino. I don't know who wants to voice Mallow at this point. I don't know who I think should voice Mallow. This supposed toad who's not a toad, a tadpole or something. Maybe some Marlon Rainings or something. Since yeah, that's gonna be great. I don't know, but yeah, I just think that movie like that. I wish more young voice actors who can get opportunities like this. Because hey, Mario's gonna sell, and you could bring in someone new and interesting and have the voice that is just as good, and they can follow into that world into more. And I think, like I said, Chris Pratt and Charlie Day were really good as Mario and Luigi. No problem with that. But man, I just wish there was more chance for these actors and actresses in that position to be in those movies. I want them to be there, but that's just my personal opinion. I want to hear what you have to say. Like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, that's it for me, Duke CT. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, Duke CT. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.